We've assembled an impressive panel here today to talk to you about the Gulf oil spill. The goal of today is to give an overview of what's happened and the potential impacts of the spill, and then mainly to open it up to questions.
This was a catastrophic failure because they cut some corners and they did some things that they shouldn't have done. And I think what you're going to see is a codification of the right way to do something and the only way that you're going to be permitted to do something.
As the delay in getting it capped continues, will there be more pressure on the federal government to take some kind of extreme measure?
So even though there's not much chance of the oil reaching here as a big oil slick, if it does, it could be very serious. Most of the animals that live in the shallow coastal environment that we have in South Florida are directly killed by coming into contact with the compounds that come out of oil. And a lot of the plants are also damaged, especially our mangrove forests, which are particularly susceptible because they're in the intertidal zone, the place that high tide would deliver oil and leave it stranded at low tide. And that stranding of oil at low tide actually smothers the mangrove trees and can kill the forest.
We don't really know what the impacts are going to be here in South Florida. It depends how much oil comes out, where the currents are going, and where the winds blow. It's probably a fairly low probability that we have a major impact to South Florida, but we have to be ready just in case there is.
There is a role of FIU and any public university in the state of Florida. We should be kind of, spearheading the effort, at least in our local areas. As these moves, from the federal government to the local governments, I think the universities have to be there in support of whatever they need.